Are you crossing a river and transforming into a new, upgraded version of yourself? And you thought that you were going into this new, amazing reality, but it seems as though your life has just began to fall apart. Let's talk about why that is. And I'm going to draw this out because drawing it out for you to see it in a diagram is helpful to get it into your brain, to really let your brain soak in what is going on. So when you find yourself going through these tests that you're being put through to upgrade your frequency and your vibration so you can have an upgraded reality, you're more likely to remember what's going on when you have it clearly in your mind. So to the whiteboard. So here you are, and this will say that this black color is representing your current frequency and your current reality that is flowing from within you. It is being created by your frequency and is flowing out and creating a physical experience. Okay, so here, this is your current self. And this is the new reality that you have experienced in meditation or just through just daydreaming, imagination. This is another reality that you have become aware of that is a potential for you to experience. And you now want this reality. You don't want anymore to live within the limitations of your old reality for whatever reason that might be. You now want to live in this new reality that now represents all of these new liberated emotions, all of these new unlimited ways of living. And so your old state of being, however, was built upon all of these definitions, all of these limited belief systems and definitions about reality that began to build a reality around you. And you now have all of these things in reality that are evidence of your old vibrations. So you have your car, your job, your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife. You have the things you do recreationally, decisions that you make, habits. You have all of these habitual ways of being, of speaking, of thinking. You have all of this going on around you. And yet you want to be this new version of you. Now, this new version of you has a completely different way of defining reality, of thinking, of believing. They have a completely different way to spend their time recreationally. They have a completely different idea of what love means. They have a completely different idea of what friendship means. They have this new abundant way of viewing reality. And so every time you download the information of the new reality and then you look at aspects of your reality, you look at the relationship you're in, you are going to see it from your new point of consciousness and you aren't going to like it anymore. Or you're going to see your job and see it from the new point of consciousness and you're not going to like it anymore. You're going to keep seeing, the more you practice your new vibration, you're going to keep seeing old parts of your reality from this new vibration, and you're really going to start to reject your own reality. You're going to start showing up differently to the things you do recreationally, being a new person, and then that vibration will start to break down that part of your reality, and then suddenly you won't want to do that anymore, or you'll do these habits, but you'll view yourself doing these habits in a completely different way. You'll be awakened to how asleep you are when you make these decisions, or you'll hang out with that family member and you'll recognize how they make you feel, which you were totally unconscious to before, or you'll drive your car and the car that you were once so proud of you now think is not the car that you want to drive anymore, so you feel rubbish driving that car. And so all of these things will somehow be seen in a new way, which means they will be defined from a new vibration. And that means because you're the creator of your reality, you will start to change these things. You'll be seeing them from a new perspective, and you are the creator. So your new vibration will start to edit and alter all of these things that are going on in your life. And that feels like you're being tested by the universe, as it seems like your whole life is breaking down or changing and molding. What's actually happening is your new vibration is the one that is changing, editing, showing you things, is kind of cleansing your reality to show you things from your new point of consciousness. And I love the example of shaking a bucket of sand and all of the bigger rocks coming to the surface. That is what's happening. Say you have this bucket of sand filled with all different types of rocks. If you shake it at a new frequency, the bigger rocks come to the surface and cleanse the sand. So the sand now is the pure new way of being. This is what is happening. So it feels like you're being tested. So what should you do when you're going through this process? This person needs to stay in their center the best that they can. You know, as all of these things are happening, it is so easy for you to, you know, if you go and do the things that you do recreationally and suddenly you're having arguments with the people because you don't feel the same way about it anymore, you need to be so compassionate, and you need to just keep the knowledge that the reason these things are happening is because you have changed frequency, and bring it back to you, and don't try and micromanage what the universe is doing. The universe is going to alter all of these things, and if you can hold the belief within yourself, it must be good or it wouldn't be happening. It must be, this is all happening for me. I don't have to micromanage this. This is happening because I have activated my new vibrational reality, and this is just happening to vibrationally get me there. And even though it seems like you're saying goodbye to a lot of these things, and I'm speaking from experience, quite often after a period of time where you have honored yourself, you've honored your new vibration, you haven't micromanaged all of the things that seem to be falling away in your reality, they do, after some time, the parts of your reality that are of the new frequency, that can come and exist with you in the new frequency, will find their way back from a new perspective. And you will realize, you will learn that you were the one that was creating them in that way in the first place. And you actually have the power to create things in your life from a new vibration. So say you let go of a friendship that once looked a particular way, you let it go, you focused on yourself, and then in the future you wanted to come back to that friendship. What you will realize is that friendship will have evolved as well. If you can really let go of the way things were and approach this friendship as a new friendship, then you will define it in a new way. You will define it from your new perspective. And, you know, the job that left your reality, you will receive a job that is so much more aligned with you. Just everything will come back in such a more aligned way and of the new frequency. So in the process of being tested, you have to just stay aware of this process, which takes just a lot of mindfulness and takes a lot of self-compassion and takes a lot of just knowing when you're in it, and that it's not lasting forever. It is literally just an energy transforming into a new energy. Try and bring everything back to love as best as you can, and know that it is all happening for the greater good, and keep practicing that new vibration, keep visualizing that new reality, and you will know that that is where you're going. Like, if you're visualizing and downloading information from a new reality, that is where you are going. There is no other place for you to go. You won't be tricked into letting go of all of these things, and then actually the reality you go to will be horrible unless you create that. But actually, you're creating this better reality if you can stay firmly in the knowing that all of this is happening to allow you to be the vibration that will allow the next reality to come in, then you'll let it happen, and it gets so much easier. It gets so much easier, and you actually get so much better at just letting things go, because you realize that when you let things go, they come back as their upgraded version of themselves, if they're supposed to come back. And then you think to yourself, wow, why was I holding all of that in my reality in the first place? I was holding it in my reality just to hold myself in a reality that I didn't even really want to be in. At times, you will forget that you're going through a process and you will have a hard time. But the more you can just keep reminding yourself, oh, I am crossing a river. It's okay. If this is of love, it will come back to me when I am ready for it to come back in with the new energy and the new definition. Then it'll come back, and you'll learn that when these things go, they will come back, and it will get easier and easier. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Lots of